별. 별. Gel.
A motley swarm of peddlers has created a small fair by the village. Some traders have stayed rather late. You might get lucky and find something useful among their varied goods.
You're not what we consider an average girl, are you? In that case, I'll show you some fine wares. Here, take a look.
It seems someone was expecting you. Someone appears to have cursed the peasant's cow, and it stopped giving milk. You try to remember. Was this your doing? One way or the other, you whisper requisite zagavers, and now the animal will recover. The thankful hosts give you some fresh bread and a small pot of honey. The door to the abandoned banya opens with a shrill creak. After that, the old building is silent, waiting for the ritual to begin. You can only guess how this ritual will end. Some fitting spells come to mind. However, none of them were made to free changelings. Your heart skips a beat when you look upon the unknown, dim as the dark interior of a stove. You start with a usual summoning Zagavar, hoping that Nikolai's bride will answer you. Perhaps you'll just have to give her all of the requisite items. The Zagavar soon comes to an end, and the changeling girl stands before you.
We brought the things we promised. Soon you'll be free.
The girl tries to say something, but an unintelligible whisper is all that escapes her lips. Her entire figure seems tinged with smoke.
What's going on? We can't understand you.
The girl covers her mouth. Her figure screams despair. Tears drip from her empty eye sockets. You whisper an old Zagavar, and you finally understand what she's saying. Her voice calls to you, as if from far away.
The one called Banik dwells in darkness. She wouldn't let the accursed children go. The stove, the fire, the boiling water, the flayed skin. These are the keys to her domain. I am the third from the left, and all that is colored with blood. Mind you, that...
The girl doesn't manage to finish the sentence. She is engulfed with flames and clouds of steam. The shelves fall over when a hole to the ethereal world opens like a maw.
So what now? We enter the abyss?
The entrance to the underground burns with unbearable heat. You recall this happening when you stepped into the maw of the Hellhound. This time, old Yegor isn't around. Your confidence in your ability to get out is also nowhere to be found. You tell Nikolai to wait for you in the banya, and step inside. The world flashes with blinding heat. You're familiar with the feeling of passing between worlds. However, once again, even on this, your third time, it sweeps over you like a sudden gale and slams you mercilessly to the ground. When you come to, you're surrounded by a ringing silence. Nikolai lies at your side. He too is stunned from the teleportation, but is already coming to his senses. He obviously didn't listen to your instructions.
Kolya, are you alright? I told you to wait in the banya.
But I couldn't just leave you like that alone. I can keep it together now, I think.
Well, the more the merrier, I suppose. Anyway, there's no way back now. Follow me.
Such a fearsome girl. You'd better stay behind me.
Don't get yourself killed. What did the girl say again? The stove, the fire, the boiling water, flaying the skin are the keys to her domain. What did the girl? The stove are the keys to her.
You continue your journey into the domain of the Abdiricha. Nikolai tags along, constantly glancing around. You don't blame him, for you are also alarmed. And suddenly, it seems you are right to be. A couple of chorts bar your way. The defeated Chorts vanish into the thick subterranean shadows. You move further along the grim corridors. Nikolai follows you. You notice he's clenching the cross taken from the Ikotnitsa. His knuckles are white, and his hands shiver, but his eyes are full of determination. One tight corridor leads to another. The lower you go, the harder it is to breathe. Your path is lit only by burning embers and the scattered rays of the dawn coming from the human world somewhere above. It seems this journey will never end when suddenly a black figure bars your way.
Who's sneaking around there in the dark? We can smell you. We can. Reeks of life will clean you up. Get rid of stinking skin as well.
Greetings to you, Bannock Hostess. Be so kind as to let us stay here, down below.
Hear us out, Banyak dear!
Invited ourselves, we did. I am the mistress here. Can't order me around, can you? Can you? What brings you here, down below?
We came to ask for your daughter's hand. I have a young groom, you have a fine bride. Can we bring them together?
No! There's no brights here below! Only embers. Embers burn? Warm old bones.
Yeah? Who burned my arm then? An ember shaped like a hand?
A mark! A mark! A seal on the hand! You find it out. Figure it out.
Well, give us the girl. We know she's here.
All right. Have it your way. We'll show you a bride. Not one, even not one. Choose the one that's yours. You chose wrong. You'd stay here. Here to stay. I'll steam your hair on a rake, then take off your skin.
What should we do, Asha? They all look alike.
You remember what the Changeling said in the Banya? I am the third from the left, and all that is colored with blood. She tried to say something else, but vanished.
Well, I can choose on my own, I guess. After all, I'm to live with her.
Well, go on. You called yourself a groom, so choose your bride.
After some thought, Nikolai chooses one of the brides.
You chose. Guessed it. You got lucky. Probably just lucky. How are they lucky? Why?
We've chosen the bride. Now let her go.
Give her back? Our girl? No. We can't let her go, can we? No, a bride needs a dowry, right? Yes, I'll give you the dowry. I will. Choose the right one, and we'll let the girl go. Choose the right one.
These chests all look lush. What are we to do?
What your bride tell us? I am the third from the left, and know that it's colored with blood. Well, which is the third one from the left?
These demons sure are cunning.
Let me choose a fine one for you.
You chose. You chose. You guessed it. But how? The girl told you. You couldn't guess any other way.
You promised to give us our bride if we guessed right.
You did, but you shouldn't have. Right? No. You won't live here alive. No. I'll flay your skin as a lesson.
You promised to give us the bride.
I will. Right after I take your skin.
That I was muted this entire time? Really? I had so much going on. I had so much to say. And it couldn't be heard. Dang, OBS keeps switching, they keep switching things on me. It was like, here, I've been talking to myself the entire time. Well, not much I can do about that, really. Ah, yeah. Ooh, I don't need that much yet. Yeah. Yeah. And it seems to just think of doing it like on its own without any kind of, like, it's just random when it decides to do it. So I never know until someone says something. Frustration. I've got a lot to choose from today. Grazie. Stone. Well burst, I think. We are starting to whittle her down, so that's good. Definitely want to remove a negative status. Let's use those. Today was a very busy day at work, at least, and then I think the thing that made me the happiest so far today. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm currently sewing my future sister-in-law's costume for Halloween, and she wants to be Rapunzel, Zig from Tangled. And so I've been working the last several days trying to make this Rapunzel costume, and it's certainly been a learning experience. But I had her try on the corset part to make sure that it fit the other day. And I had sewn like an invisible zipper into the costume. Well, I haven't been able to block off the end of that zipper so that the zipper doesn't just slide right off. And so I was trying to fix it today, and I was finally able to get it fixed. Unfortunately, I have to rip it out and reinstall the zipper because I sewed it on backwards. But that is a far easier fix than trying to get it back, than trying to get a zipper back onto the tracks so that it zips back up again.
Give us the bride and we'll leave.
Kolya, you're up. Status. Sure. Oh, so what are you going as, Ty? A gender bender party. Ooh. Aw, I'm sorry. That just means that you need to have like 3 times the fun for both you, them, and everyone else. And you have to take pictures, otherwise it doesn't count. Almost there. Oh, you're the host? That just gives you license to do more. Aw, yeah. I got the Obdariha's wreath. 40 rubles. 1,000 experience points. There she goes.
Quickly, we have to make it. Did you bring what I asked you to?
Here is the belt and the cross. And your name is?
Matriona, from now on. You learned over the years, never be the host, but year after year.
I can't believe it. Am I free?
Yes, the demons can't hurt you now. It's dangerous to stay here. The place is unclean, not to mention all the logs flying around. Let's go to our spa. We'll talk there.
All right.
Like the DM curse for D&D.
And the Banitsa vanished. And here I am.
What a tale! Well, Kolya, you sure got lucky. Sure did find me a fine maiden, a pretty one.
Huh?
Come on, old Yegor. Don't be like that.
Ah, don't worry, I'm not trying to curse you or anything.
I don't know what to do now.
A wedding?
So, Kolya, are you going to make good on your word?
I sure am. I'm doing it all by the book. Nice and proper.
Attaboy, Kolya.
But where would the matchmakers go?
I remember the village the Abdiriha stole me from. I remember the minute you freed me. I lived in Pakcha. My relatives still live there. Send the matchmakers there. Though I need to go there with Vasilisa first. You'll find your Aspen demon there.
Well,
Remember I asked you to question the Abduriha about an aspen demon?
She switched me with an Aspen Chort, it turns out. This Chort now lives with my family. With my mother and father.
That's where we'll go. That's the kind of demon I need.
Good, I remember the way.
She's gone. I doubt she can follow you.
It's not so easy to get rid of her. Soon she'll revive in the dark. She can't die. I'm not entirely in the human world, to tell the truth. Until I'm married, she can bring me back.
goodness.
How are you still alive after 18 years?
Nothing to it, really. Wherever the Banya stove is lit, we're with her. Her mind has grown weak, sort of. She's rather old, but she's also taught me things. She's taught me quite a bit. I am an ogre myself, to a certain extent.
Let's go then.
Interesting. So we've saved Matriona. Asked her at the church. Talked to Nikolai.
Feels like it was all in a dream.
I felt this way also, when I first stepped into the ethereal world.
I feel as if I've been asleep for all my life.
They say the changelings learn a lot from evil spirits.
That's true. Urged me on with burning coals, so I would learn better. Well, now I know quite a bit.
Like a witch?
Well, maybe not like a witch. I'm nowhere close to you. I know a thing or two, though. About herbs, talismans, and so on.
So she's more like a hedge witch.
Maybe I'll help you sometime.
Were the other children with you?
There were. Not for long, though. The ones that you saw were made by the Abdirija out of coals. But there were others. If a woman giving birth curses her child, or if somebody doesn't ask for permission to come in, the Abdirija tried to lure them in. Always had some coals, shaped as toys or candy, in her hands. So when the child came close, she grabbed it.
Where are those other children?
That's the thing. Not everyone lives through it. Some are strangled by chords, some perish from sadness.
All right, Ty, I don't blame you. I sometimes do the same.
I had friends, you know.
How does it feel to finally be in a human house?
It's exactly the way I imagined it. A different world entirely. There used to be undead, darkness, but here, there's life.
Steve!
Let's go. We'll talk later.
Hi, Spiff. We saved the changeling. And now Nikolai has a young bride to be. Yep. Test failed. Meaningless job. Ganidor. A meaningless job. Part 3 of the Vanik. They lived well in wealth and affection until Maslenitsa, when the soldier grew sad. Who is my mother-in-law? Who should I visit for the feast? His young bride answered him, Let's go to the next village where a woman has been nurturing a baby boy for 16 years, but he still hasn't grown. They left for this village and arrived there on a Wednesday. They sought out the house and found the woman cradling her baby. The baby cried, but neither ate nor drank. The bride grabbed at the bundle and threw it over her left shoulder and cried, Do you know what you're raising? The baby turned into a log, and the girl says, I'm your real daughter. When you, mother, left me in a banyak switched me with this log and cast a veil over your eyes. Since then, their life returned to as it should be. How would you feel just having like a random lady come up, take your baby, and just toss it? And go, What are you doing? Like, I'm your real daughter. I was like, Excuse you. Isba as cosmos. The optimal shape for a human dwelling is round, with the hearth at its center. It heats and lights the space evenly. In the north, these kinds of houses were difficult and impractical to build. As a result, the inevitable corners of the wooden isba were dark and cold. For precisely this reason, they became the homes for all of the household spirits. No house stands without a domovoi. The domovoi is the transformation of the ancestor spirit. Thus, the mythological chain, ispa, home, family, world. The Ispa serves as a link between the micro and macrocosmos. It is a place of birth and a place to dwell, a place to marry, cook, and die in. How nice. Great, I already know about that. Cool. Anyway, I got the Abdriha's wreath. Gaineth +3 waste on battle start, +1 attack to pages inflicting damage. Ooh. That is nice. I don't know. I'd have to wait until my next thing before I can add another slot. But when I do, I am totally going to equip the wreath. What else do I have? Oh. Okay, back. And I have one visitor. Which is a
Hello
chart.
to you, witch. The talk of the West is that you're a powerful knower, so I came to you. I brought some bread. It's stale, but it's all I have. There's an Yerknik in our cemetery terrorizing the entire area. She died, you see, but hadn't passed on her charts. You know how it goes.
Very well. I'll drop by when I'm near.
Alright then. And then there's our friend, was it Proshka, I think? Cat? He has nothing to say to us right now, though. And off we go. The cemetery. Oh, I can't go there yet. Oh, because I'm all the way up here. Duh. Let's see what the bookseller has.
You have goosebumps, a sign of a devilish presence. You look around. Your only companion is humming among the silence. Suddenly, a dark figure steps out from the shade. It is a scribe, a Zagavr dealer.
What kind of wisdom do you possess? That which comes from above, or that of snakes and demons?
Ooh, got some. Yeah, just buy them all. I'm sure he's very happy that I have. For once I actually have enough rubles for that kind of thing. Thick woods are growing near the Bashkin waters. They're called the same way as the ones near Gyeongtae. I wonder why.
You hear the loud cries of an infant coming from the woods. Is this a demon's trick or an actual child? You can't tell from here. You see a defenseless infant lying between the branches of a split tree. There are some gifts for the Leshy nearby. It seems that the peasants left their child in hopes that he would be cured of a disease. As a rule, the baby is left for several days in a forest in the hope of a miracle. You know well that the Leshy won't bother to help the child get well. This infant won't survive the night out here on its own. You think about what to do next. You bring the child to the closest village. You get lucky and quickly find the child's parents. You explain to them the dangers of such treatment and tell them to come to you for advice and herbs. The parents look scared, and it seems that they've learned their lesson.
Good. Didn't even say what the poor kid had. Ooh. I can add a new. Increases the number of items can be used by turn. Active slots. Yes. Ah. Yay. Take the wreath. Awesome. Back. Back, I say. go.
It seems the witch doctor expected your visit. She must have learned about it from her chorts. Her entire house is filled with fragrant, dried herbs. It seems this is the place to buy some useful ones.
What? Want some pranics? I've sold everything already. Oh, you want some herbs? Well, take a look then.
Oh, I didn't mean to sell those. Whoops. To the church.
You notice a familiar silhouette of the wooden church among the branches. You decide to come inside and rest a bit from the long road. When you come closer, you understand that this church has been long since abandoned. The windows are boarded up, and here and there you can see holes in the walls, as black as empty eye sockets. You can't overcome your curiosity and push on the mossy door. After a moment, your eyes adjust to the darkness. After a swarm of chorts turned this abandoned church into a gambling den. A mix of pig, goat, and horse snouts are staring into their cards. They haven't noticed you.
I'm just gonna leave. I don't need to be there. I was just curious. No sense in baiting that particular thing. Yeah.
At night, the roads of Perm province are not the safest of places for the common folk. This time, it is not demons that block your path, but rather 3 highwaymen.
Let's Nikolai.
Nikolai fearlessly walks towards the bandit, but then stops dead in his tracks. The bandit is an old comrade of his. After a brief conversation, the bandits disappear into the forest.
Huzzah! Cemetery.
You enter an old moonlit cemetery. Wooden tombstones are half broken. They stand in the dark like a squad of silent soldiers, each one staring at you blindly. You remember that this is the cemetery where the old hag Manka was buried. She was a famous witch Ikotnik. You search the silent cemetery and feel your skin crawl, a sign that evil spirits are nearby. One of the graves is dug up as if by a wild beast.
Might as well take a look.
You come closer. You almost fall over, but hold on to an old cross. Immediately, you realize that the old witch left her demons inside the crucifix.
Dang. Well, they're not very strong, Jorts. Phew! Oh, pardon me. Sorry. And Poshka. Sure.
You finally reach the Changeling Bride's home village. Houses are scattered among grim firs. You feel the presence of evil spirits, and the book also seems to tremble with anticipation. You soon find the Izba, where the presence of evil spirits is strongest. As you approach, you hear the shrill cries of a baby coming from inside. The bride bites her lip and shifts from one foot to the other. You sigh. You'll need to make the first move.
Who goes there? My baby can't sleep. Who are you girls? What do you need?
Your child is a demon. See for yourself. The Abderiha's changeling lies in the cradle, looking exactly like a human baby. How can I make him show his true form?
I believe you're supposed to throw it over your shoulder, but let me double check that. Said not to leave a child in the banya right after delivery, for a newborn might be stolen by the head of the banya and replaced with something. If the mother notices this, she is to call for a knower to get her child back. But the head of the banya is clever. He might give them a pigeon or a cat instead of a baby. To prevent this, one has to know special words, otherwise the mother might end up nursing a log or a broom. Let's see, Bunnix. Threw it over her left shoulder. Okay, yep. I need to fire. Don't really have anything for you, sorry. Whatever. Can I not send him out? I guess not. Never mind.
You lift the baby and quickly toss it over your shoulder.
Christ Kingdom, what are you doing, you witch?
Take a look at who you're raising.
The crying baby turns into a piece of wood.
Step aside. Hide over the stove.
As soon as the mother and daughter climb above the stove, the log attacks you.
Time to face off against Woody. That's all statuses. Use that to help. Nice. Every time it gets hit, it just sounds like it's kind of wheezing from the impact. Nice. If I attack the correct one, then the other two fall. Interesting. Heck yeah!
The bride tells her mother who she is. They hug. You can only guess how it feels to lose 18 years of your life. At the same time, the log turns into black smoke and sweeps into the black book. You feel dizzy. The world turns around you in a violent gale, disappearing in flames. Everything becomes dark.
Oh.
Impressive. In only a week's time, the first seal is gone. All that's left is to open the seal. As I told you, you are very talented.
So what do I do now? Where do I find the next evil spirit?
You can't figure this out yourself? Others have spent years, decades even, just to break one seal. The next seal, as you know, is of water. I imagine it won't be difficult to find originally. Not in your neck of the woods.
Well, okay.
What happened to that log? Why was it sucked into the book?
Surely you don't think you get your wishes for free. You must feed the fire. Some spirits just vanish, absorbed by the book. Others possesses power enough to break the seal.
Who did it before me?
People of greatness who became greater when they reached the end of the Black Book. The Black Book makes wishes come true.
But is it like a genie granting a wish? Because it's like a monkey's paw type dealio. And I have to be careful what you wish for.
It can be used in many ways. You should think about how you can use it.
Why are the seals blocked with passes? Was the book written by the people of Perm?
Nothing of the sort. The book changes, adapts. I think the book has been testing you. If you could not figure out the primitive symbols of the Chutes, you would be unworthy of it.
Who are you and why do you drag me into this hole? Why shouldn't I feed you to my book?
And lose such an invaluable helper. All of your Zagavars. It is I who empower them. They would not be as strong without me in your service. You will learn the nature of such things in time.
Dun dun dun.
It's time for me to return to the light.
Is that all you wished to ask me? Very well. You may go. We will meet again when you break the water seal. I would, however, think carefully on the subject of our next chat if I were you. Me being such a priceless assistant.
His ego reminds me a lot of Proshka. Though Proshka is much cuter because Proshka is a cat. Chapter 2. How to visit a Vodyanoi. Man, all that was just chapter 1.
Wake up, Vasya! Vasilisa!
Grandpa?
Well, have you come to your senses? How did you end up here? A minute ago, no one was here.
You tell old Yegor about your meeting with the Chort.
So the second seal is gone. Now it's time for a water one. Good job, Vasya. Good job. We might actually make it. Well, you rest a bit now, before your next task.
Oh, I can talk to Proshka now.
Vasya, what's that? What in the name are you doing? You can't pat me.
But, Kitty!
I'm not your cat. I'm a demon, alright?
Kitty!
Can't bet you. Let me tame him with a good poker hit.
Wait, what poker? Are you mad, Gramps?
Kitty!
Maybe that will make you a better Susetko. I have to feed you for that out of my can heart. Yesterday, some bird flew in. I had to chase it off. Where were you then? Huh? Not a sign, you furry short.
Why, stop, come on, you'll hate me, damn it. Be careful, Igor. Alright, I get it. I will do a better job as a Susetka from now on.
That's better. Next time my hit will find its mark.
He's not the kind to spoil his children.
I know, right?
Yeah, genies are not nearly as friendly as Disney makes them out to be. And like I said, it's kind of like a monkey's paw type deal. If you've never read The Monkey's Paw, highly recommend it. It's a classic. But like you make a wish and it finds some way to change it into like your worst nightmare. Like you could ask, you could ask for, it's like for like the most, like the best essay for your masters ever, and it'll grant it. But the catch is that it'll probably like take the master's essay of the smartest person in your class and give it to you. That's why you made a pact with Marduk.
What happened after you became a spirit?
Seems like I do remember. We Susetkas can see future quite well. The past we forget after a century or so. I was from Chut's tribe, I think.
You're one of the Chut? They say Chut are small and wide-eyed. And you're cats!
There are spirits like that, called Chut. People lived here, a tribe like Komi Pyrmans, a long time ago. So, I was one of them. There was my hut, at the same place where the church was built. Or a dugout it was? I remember exactly that I lived at the same spot. They must have buried me under the threshold, so I became a house spirit. And when Isba was gone and the church appeared, then I must have moved there. A lot of things happened. I will stir my memory a bit more about how I was Susetka in that Isba. Tell you later.
Alright.
So you can take any shape?
I can. A wolf or a man, take your pick.
Marduk is also a but the trait is much more durable.
Usually don't need it though. Ordinary people see us as shadows, nothing more. The rest they imagine themselves.
Let's go. We'll talk.
We will talk later. Find new pages by choosing any of the unlocked seal selection. Start, you can only choose from several available pages. The rest you'll have to get by defeating spirits or completing tasks. Ooh. Feel of Aspen, drier than straw, colder than ice, hidden by a child unclean. Status doesn't vanish with battle progress. Damage when health is lost. Ooh. Ew. Style. Page effect applies if all the pages in the Zagavar are of a matching color. Should clarify that Marduk has 50 names assigned to him, and depending on what name you call out, it yields different results. Necronomicon, magic stuffs. Got it. I was like, I don't really recognize that name. Granted, like I'm more well versed in what is it? In Irish and Scottish folklore. So I'm more familiar with the Fae. Can I add pages to your book at the moment? Well, fine. Oh, because I have too many. Pardon me. I'll keep it out that way. Ah. Strive, hunger. I would also like to it was like I would also like to say that I am a follower of Christ. Like, and while I am interested in learning about other stuff, I wouldn't actually do any of it. Um, it's one thing to know your enemy, it's another thing entirely to join them.
Well met. Is this the house of old Igor?
That's right. What brings you here?
Here, I brought a gift for you. Salt. Hear me out, please. I'm from Ustbarovsk. I have a salt factory there. I'm Pahom Nikolaevich, the manager. My business is quite serious. I need to speak to you eye to eye.
You need to speak to Vasilisa. She's the one in charge here now.
A knower girl? That's a dangerous job.
No such thing as a safe job. Everything is as God wills it.
It is as you say. God abandoned our salt works.
Oh.
One day there's some noise in the salt oven. Another, some shadows near the salt boxes.
So what? I see nothing strange. These things happen all over the gubernia.
This is true. However, there was no brine at first. And the other day, some workers went missing.
Oh dear.
It's been several days. The police don't care. They say they'll be back. I've already organized my own guards. I myself saw a kind of shadow near the barns. It disappeared the moment I saw it. I was told you can help me deal with spirits, and so I came here.
Tell me, Pahom Nikolaevich, how people went missing?
A week ago we hit brine. It just started gushing out. So we started working it, day and night, filled all the salt boxes. I put Alexei from Gorodishevo on the night shift. He went missing. People said he went on a binge. The local doctor says he's an alcoholic. And then Pyotr went missing, also on the night shift.
Did you try to figure out who is kidnapping these people?
Yes. On the third day, I sent a couple of strong men, myself among them. All was quiet at first, and then, at night, some sort of shadow appeared. Trishka called out to it, but it started thrashing about. I still get chills thinking about it. I crossed myself, and the shadow ran to the barn, or to the oven, or to the salt box. I couldn't tell which. Come morning, I saddled the horses.
Tell me about your salt works.
It isn't close. A factory near Ust-Urolka. We do everything there. Extract the brine and load the permianko onto the barges. Permianka is what we call our salt. Accidents happen, can't avoid them. But we never had to deal with demons.
Because usually salt is considered a purifying mineral. Most spirits usually can't deal with it, especially if it's in an unbroken line or a circle.
You said the salt started to disappear.
For half a year we had little to no salt. Disasters, one after the other. But we held on. Now we struck brine. Workers have gone missing.
I won't leave you hanging.
But if we help you, don't forget about our reward. Perhaps you have some ancient or consecrated item?
Don't worry about that. We won't forget. The main thing is that we find who is to blame.
Honestly, you could give us like a giant salt crystal or something.
Have you had any arguments with the Vodyanoi?
With the Vodyanoi? He doesn't give us any trouble in the factory. I'm a God-fearing man. We offered our Vodyanoi vodka and baked treats.
All right, I'll take a look at your factory.
I organize transportation for you. They'll get you to the station. There, the manager will show you the way to the factory. Go as soon as you're ready. I'll go on ahead.
All right, then.
Well, see you soon.
God himself sent him, Vasya. There you will break your seal. If only I had some Kupala salve, I could get there instantly. Oh, well, when Kupala comes, I'll get the required herbs. Get to it.
I do feel kind of bad that we just kind of left Nikolai. Oh, is Proshka coming with me? I can take Proshka with me. Kitty! I get to take the kitty with me to the station.
Cherdyn, 100 verst. Solikamsk, 22 verst. Ustyorolka, 10 verst.
Well, actually, not quite that far. Is there anything over here? Aha! I'm glad I checked. Snake herb. If you toss this herb at the feet of the Gumrock band, they'll start fighting and break each other's instruments. Casts Bewilder on the enemy. Okay. Magpies.
A restless mischief of magpies is circling the telegraph post. The white collars of these birds flicker in the moonlight.
I am not going to kill the bird. Else? I guess that's it. Okay. Onward. Cart?
This cart has seen better days.
The note.
Fitka, go shoot some magpies on the street. I'm sick of their calling.
Wait, what was that? Oh, herb! Yay! Crying herb. Removes a harmful status. Station warden.
So I rolled up a cigarette. And then I tell him, spicing it up with curses. Then he crowed and disappeared. Happened this year in the hunting season.
Was he also asking about your daughter?
Come on, Your Excellence. Every knowledgeable passerby thinks he has to pull my leg.
God bless.
God bless.
The nobleman glances at you, flushes red, and nods in a restrained manner.
There aren't any horses at the station.
Really? And what about your Sivka?
The Sisetko's been riding that one for 7 nights straight. She doesn't let anybody near. You have to wait for fresh post horses. They're due in the morning.
Ah.
And listen to Samson's tall stories. My name is Alexander. My companion is none other than the station caretaker.
My name is Vasilisa. I'm going to the Uzbarovsk factory.
You won't make it far without a carriage at this hour. We can play some cards while we wait. Where are you from?
From Vilgard. I have business at the factory. The horses could bring me only as far as this station.
The locals perhaps are afraid of riding in the direction of the factory.
Well, what do you expect? The factory is haunted, and now demons have snipped the telegraph lines.
That's bad.
What a mess. At this rate, we'll be left without a Tsar.
Did the demons cut the lines or what?
Who else?
According to you, the demons are to blame for everything. Is winter also their doing?
You bet. Have you heard of Shulikons?
I know about them. And I know for a fact that the winter is not their doing. It's all in the celestial bodies.
Really?
So what happened to the telegraph?
Who knows? The monitor came, took the horses. Told me he was going to fix them. Took the stableman as well.
Samson says the spirits are to blame. He says all sorts of superstitious things.
Try living by the forest as long as I have. You'd see stranger things.
What have you heard about the factory?
It used to be a fine factory. Before the devil came, people started to disappear. There's always some witchery going on.
Was it before the recent disappearances?
I heard the same thing from the peasants. They say it's a bad place.
That's right. Everyone knows the mills are all haunted. Why would the factory be any different?
Just don't go in the water if you can't swim.
He told me about other cases.
Well, there's no lack of misfortune. Pahom sure had it tough. Then all these problems with the brine started.
Now they tell me more salt workers are disappearing. God is punishing them.
Or the devil.
What about you, Alexander? Where are you going?
I'm going to Logovo village. I'm a doctor. Studied in St. Petersburg. The doctor there has his hands full. A difficult case. We've been exchanging letters.
I know a little about folk medicine. What happened here?
A witch doctor. A noble trade, but not as effective as the scientific approach.
Yeah, I already figured he was gonna, like, hand wave us away.
Well, listen. The peasant girl developed a kind of emaciation. She can sleep at night, hallucinates.
What do the people say?
The usual things. Curses, Khalduns.
I know how to deal with that. Perhaps I could help you.
There's no curse there. I mean, are there even such things? There's a sick girl in Logova village. Come, I'll be waiting for you. I mean, I'll be in the village.
Somebody has a crush.
Will we get to Urolka with this horse?
Sure, if Sivka comes to its senses. Doesn't look like it, though.
I want to ask about something else.
I'm not gonna play
I'll
cards
go
right
check
now.
on your lives. Maybe I can calm it down.
Go on. His Excellence also has places to go. He's been waiting.
There's the horse.
The persistent neighing of a horse can be heard from the stables. When you come closer, you see a black shadow shuffling around the animal.
Oh, a witch! Do your folk have a coven here or something?
Why do you torture the animal?
Not everyone has a good poker face after all. Hi, Oxy. Welcome. Well, if it's not necessarily that Hello, Peach. Welcome back. And welcome, Raiders? I don't know if it's just counting you or if it's you and Oxy. Okay, it's Oxy and T. Awesome. Thank you, Peach. I appreciate it. And it's, like I was saying earlier, it's less of a poker thing and more of, I just want to get stuff done. And it's, the game is Durak, which is kind of like almost like Old Maid in a way. It's an interesting, game, and I've won a few rounds already, so.
Esosietko is supposed to look after the horses, not torture them.
So you see me? What of it? This animal is the wrong color. It's not like that of the master.
The horse's color?
The color is wrong. What color do you require?
Oh, I'd be happy even with a small, puny hearse, but it should be the same color of the master's beard. If
Okay.
I waste this one, he'll buy a new one.
I can ask Proshka for help. Reach an agreement.
I can arrange something with Samson. I'll tell him to buy a new one.
A new one. Well, you talk to him, witch. We'll see. We'll see.
You leave the Domovoy alone and get back to the yard.
I mean, if you want me to play some Durak, I certainly can.
Oh, Vasilisa. So, how's the horse?
I went to the
Susetko.
stables. It's true. The Susiatko bothers the horse.
See? I told you. Did you hear that, Your Excellence?
A Susiatko? Really?
Your stable host says the color is wrong.
I knew it. Something is wrong. Is Pinto not to his liking? What color would he prefer?
The Susiatko wants you to buy a different color horse. But what color does he want?
Has to be the color of the master's beard? I mean, he's gray now.
The Susiatko looks at your hair. He needs a gray animal.
Okay, phew.
Oh, so that's what's wrong.
Server Durak game night win. If you can figure out how to tell me how to set that up, then I will gladly do so.
I knew it. All right, I'll buy a new horse. Tell that to our dear Zasetko.
Let's do it. That poor horse.
The persistent neighing of a horse can be heard from the stables. When you come closer, you
You again!
Yes.
So they don't call you a Noah for nothing.
Samson will buy a new horse soon.
I know you've settled things. Well, I leave this horse be. Farewell, witch.
The domovoi disappears, and the horse gradually settles down.
Yay! Does that add to my sin count, though? I need to finish your game first. It doesn't have to be like right now. But we can certainly plan for a community Durat game night. That would be fun. Heck, it doesn't even need to be Durat. It could be any game, really. I bet you guys would probably give me a run for my money. Because I'm not that good at most card games, but I have fun. Although I do have some pretty good luck when it comes to Yahtzee, but once again, that's yacht. Well, then, like, write it down. Because I only have a half an hour before I end stream, so... Curse decreases attack. That would actually be really useful. Alright. We've managed to save the horse.
Oh, Vasilisa. So, how's the horse?
Play cards against you. I'm playing against both Alexander and Samson. So it really, really helps that it basically tells me what I can and can't play, which I would totally forget. Good? Alright then. Poor Alexander. Dun, 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 dun. Dang. I have nothing. Rid of those. Nice. Well, Samson won. And nothing? Goodness. I lost. Wah,
Well,
wah,
as they say,
wah, wah.
unlucky in cards, lucky in love. Am I right? Oh, Vasilisa. So, how's the horse?
I managed to calm the animal down. I made arrangements with the Susietko.
Well, what do you know? All right. I'll get you where you need.
Thank you for not sharing any more of these wonderful stories.
They aren't stories, that's what happened.
Lol. I need to go to the road of Ust.
The caretaker points in the direction of Ust-Urolka, and the cart with Alexander in it departs to Logova village. As you plan your next moves, you're interrupted by a shadow that appears suddenly on the road. For a moment, the shadow stops, but then quickly approaches you. Soon, a peasant stands before you with a heavy club in his hands.
Dagnabbit.
Who goes there?
I'm from Vilgurt. I'm headed to the salt works.
Cross yourself first.
You make the sign of the cross over yourself.
Phew, I thought I'd run into a demon. That kind wouldn't be willing to bless itself.
He's not
I
wrong.
was sent for a night watch from Ust-Barovsk village. Shorts are bothering folk at the factory. You're heading there?
Well, yes. I'm an oar from Cherding. I'd like to help.
A witch? I'd better get going.
What did you hear about the missing people?
Gone without a trace. At first, we thought they'd gone on a drinking binge. But no, they went missing during their night watch. I heard there was a thick fog on those nights. Looked like a river overflowing.
Wah, 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 wah.
What have you heard about the missing salt?
I heard it went missing long ago. Must be some thieves.
Could it be Chorts?
Could be. Oh, kingdom of the Lord. I used to be a salt walker once. See? Ears are all eaten away. Better ears than the immortal soul, though.
Well, God bless you.
Black River Bank. What is here, I wonder?
The murmur of the Chornaya River can be heard amidst the darkness. You also hear several voices nearby. A prickly sensation on your back tells you they belong to the spirits. Having heard your voice and the holy words, the spirits disappear. The only thing you hear is a water splash. On a stone by the water, you notice a wet comb.
Ooh.
You leave the river behind and go back on the road to Ust-Barovsk.
I got a new item. Grim Forest.
You have goosebumps, a sign of a devilish presence. You look around. Your only companion...
Seek me out, girl, and I will grant you knowledge. I can help you gain a better grasp of your book and all the wisdom contained within.
What you got? Resort the sticky. Curse all enemies. Deal 7 damage to all enemies for each herb used. Page amplifies. Gives the, regeneration is really helpful. Stick with that for now. Let's go in the other direction.
Sharp pine trees overhang the road like the legions of demons you've seen in many icons at the Church of the Trinity. You nearly jump The forest darkness is torn apart by a flaming whirlwind hurtling over the trees.
Let's ask Proshka for help.
Proshka advises you to follow the demon. Could he be the one to blame for Logova's misfortunes? You run after the fiery whirlwind. You think that you've lost it, but then see it above the trees again. The chase leads you to Logova village. The fiery omen circles the chimney of one of the houses, and then vanishes.
Okay. Right. This is the side quest with Alexander.
You knock on the door of the Izba, next to which you saw a fiery image vanish. Alexander opens the doors. Inside, the doctor has already prepared the remedies. Among the bottles, you notice several old candles.
I didn't expect you to answer the invitation. But come in. Here is the sick girl.
On a bench under the icons lies an emaciated woman. Her eyes are open, but clearly do not see. She whispers abrupt phrases.
He'll come. He'll be back. He'll be back.
What are you talking about? What are you waiting for?
Vanya, he's back. I know it.
It seems that this woman is delirious after several sleepless nights.
This Vanya, is he presumed dead?
He's alive. Alive. I've seen him. He's well except for his missing spine.
Her husband was killed in action. The news came not so long ago, they say.
For missing spine.
I saw a demon near the village.
That's the tales of Samson. They make you see things.
No, I think evil spirits has a hand in this.
Of course they did.
Don't believe me? I know for sure a demon's at fault. The demon comes to the girl in the image of her dead husband. It drains her of her life force and can lead to her death. What spirit is to blame for her sickness?
Well, let's check our handy-dandy book and see what it says. Mermaid's Tomb. We're known for fishing, but not just angling, mind you. Fishing starts before dawn. Men come with nets, fish, and spears. There used to be quite a bit of fish in this river. One time the lads threw insults out of Rusalka because she frightened away all the fish by combing her hair on the stones. She dropped her comb, and the lads, fools that they were, picked it up. Wouldn't know it, and wouldn't you know it, their nets tangled up, the fish escaped, and the crew chief got sick all of a sudden. Some witch talked some sense into them and told them to return the comb. They came back to the same place, put it under stone, and placed a loaf of bread as an offering with blins to boot. The next morning the offering was gone, and wouldn't you know it, so was their chief's ailment. And that started bringing in plenty of fish to sell again. Salt pans. The presence of salt brine and vast woodlands on the banks of Gama, I can't pronounce that, Nusolka, contributed to the rapid growth in the number of salt pans. Initially, salt was boiled out of brine extracted from wells with permitted brine pipes. Later, salt refineries emerged with more complex extraction processes. Some of them stayed active up till the second half of the 20th century. Now that is impressive. That's a long time. Beginning of May, once the spring floods allowed ships to approach cities, the arrangement of trade caravans began. Salt was sent to Nizhny Novgorod, the center of the salt trade. Laborers shouldered large sacks full of salt and carried them onto ships. Salt irritated their ears and neck, which swelled and turned red. This is the origins of the widely known phrase salty-eared parmyak, or perm citizen. Alright, not much else to say. Spirit is to blame for her sickness. Well, I already know that it's not a Koldun, because a Koldun is what we are. I believe the Leshy are the forest spirits. Okay, so it's not Leshy. Leshy are the forest spirits. Domovoi is the household spirit of a given kin. Fiery serpent. According to Ukrainian legends, while traveling, the fiery serpent throws beautiful gifts to grieving women and villagers. So I'm thinking it's the fiery snake.
Looks like a fiery snake's doing.
Got it.
It all fits. The dead man, the visions, the lack of a spine. He must be close right now.
Close? Yes, he's here. Soon my Vanya will come.
Hello, Fontafana. Welcome in, welcome in. Glad you could come and join us.
When did she fall ill?
The local doctor first wrote to me about her several months ago.
A long time. We won't cure her with words at this point. There's this type of chort. They take the form of the dead and visit the living. They can also look like their husbands. We need to ambush the chort that's been haunting her. If we get on the stove, he won't notice us. You'll see it with your eyes if you're close.
This is madness.
If we don't do this, the woman will soon follow her husband. No powders will make her better. Besides, they say that educated men like to put everything to the test.
Do you need some water for that burn?
Alexander reluctantly agrees and gets on top of the stove. You don't wait long. Sparks fly out of the mouth of the stove, and out crawls a pale chort with cow's hooves. For a moment, you think you hear Alexander whispering protective Zagavers. However, you have no time to think. You need to decide what to do next.
Hey, you demon, come again yesterday.
All the streak in the book. Who's there on the stove?
Why do you torture this girl with a fiery snake? Get out while you still can.
You guessed it.
That's what I think.
That's enough. The stove won't stop me. I'll get you.
The chort turns into a sheaf of sparks. You jump off the stove and draw a circle.
Alright then. Let's see. Rage increases blessed by 5 with every health loss. I currently have waste on my side. And I have Proshka! Proshka's defense. Alright then. Is that? What shit? Yes. And Ruda. Yay. Frost. Nice. Ooh, I can curse it. Sure. That's what I need. Let's get him. Ah, dang nabbit. Restart. I wonder if it's because I have the if I have the wreath, it might be cursing me at the beginning of each battle, which sucks. I'll use Brushka to help. Okay. That. Yep. Oh, man, do I have anything that removes curses right now? Huzzah. I think that was my only one, though. That sucks. Restoration will be helpful. I don't have any more Mandragora leaves. Didn't really help, did it? Google's not helping me with the Duroc. Yeah. Suppressed. Next attack deals 1, reduces when taking. Dagnabbit. Actually, let's do this one. Okay. Generation and defense. We'll ask Brushka for more help. This might be close, guys. Ugh. It's like I'm going to freaking die. I don't think I'm gonna survive. Ugh. I'm like just about holding my breath here. Yay. Waste. If I'm gonna be able to survive. And it is so close. Ugh. I don't think I'm gonna be able to survive. I have the freaking waste. It's gonna kill me as soon as I do the whole thing. I am so freaking close. Yep. Ugh. Well, unfortunately, as of right now, that is the rest of my time for tonight. Um, yeah. I guess we'll have to save this particular battle for another day. But that's okay, because we will have another day in which to do that. Pardon me. Well, thank you guys for coming by. Thank you, Peach, for your raid. Highly appreciate it. Thanks for those of you who were able to stop by, those of you who lurked. I guess let me know if you find anything, Ty. Maybe we can rope Pi into playing a game with us. Like Pi and Spiff. I'm sure that would be fun. Whoever else wants to join in can just have one giant round of Old Maid or something. I don't know. But it would be a fun night to just kind of hang out with everyone and talk while we play. Awesome. I will hold you to it. Well, in that case, I'm gonna let you guys go. No raiding tonight. But of course, if you ever want to see people that I personally like to look at, else we could always play Make It a Meme. What do you meme? I think my family actually has this. I think we do have What Do You Meme, now that I think about it, but it's not like completely family friendly, so we had to take some of the cards out. How is Blossom on? Maybe we will raid Blossom. We're probably almost done streaming, but I'm sure she'll still appreciate it. Oh, Blossom is. Hang on. We will raid Blossom, who is currently playing My Beautiful Paper Smile, which looks absolutely terrifying, and that is perfect. Alright, we're gonna do a hashtag maid raid on Opossum Blossoms. Alrighty. And we raid in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Bossy appeared. Hello, Stitches. How you doing? Thank you for the raid. Hello, welcome, raiders. Welcome. Maid raid. Hello, welcome, raiders. Welcome. I am Blossom, the mischievous possum. I'm here playing My Beautiful Paper Smile. It's very spooky. Woo! Hi, honey. Woo! Hi, honey. I honestly listen to happy hardcore rock, early 2000s. Heck yeah. House, video game, and some country. Lately, I've been listening to Dead Man's Gun. Oh, that's so cool. That's where the king is.